everyone, happy evening, a very good evening, and welcome to this chill pill session before the INICET exam that is scheduled for tomorrow. A quick note first, whether the audio visual is all good. Yes, so I can see your live messages. Okay, thank you, Manisha, for that quick note. So I'm not going to take much of your time, but it was important to be here today, one day before the exam, to give you that, that confidence boost, that peace of mind. Ki everything is going to be fine. Don't think too much about the exam. Okay, so some quick tips that we are going to have. Yes, Anuja, trying something new after a long time. I hope you all like that, hai na? So, see, we have INICET exam that is scheduled for tomorrow. And so I have some tips that I want to give you that is going to be important not only for INICET but for any exam. That is very important. And I'm also going to tell you that few important topics, if you are totally confused what to read, what not to read, like few hours before the exam, like some important topics that are like must revise before the exam. Okay. Survi, okay, Survi, I hope you're doing well. Of course, I remember you from my classes, and I hope you are enjoying your DNB OBGY. That's amazing. Okay, so let's just start talking about that. This is a very candid chill pill session that we have. See, most important in the exam hall, the usual mistakes that we tend to do is we overthink on the questions. Please trust me that there are gonna be questions where you would feel like, is this INICET level question? This is so easy. This is so straightforward. Okay. So please do not overthink on such questions. There are going to be quite a few questions where those would be straightforward and easy. It's not like INICET is very tough than NEET PG. Rather, let me tell you that INICET is, I would say, it's easier because it focuses on few important topics that are repeatedly asked in the exam. So what are those few important topics? Let me tell you the important list as well. If you want to revise before the exam, one day before the exam, it's your acid-based disorders that you should be definitely revising. You can jot down the list as well. Then you have your ECGs, the IPC, the developmental milestones, right? Your some renal tubular syndromes from medicine that are very important. The STI kits from dermatology. A lot of questions are repeated in INICET on that. Few monoclonal antibodies in pharmacology, that's favorite with INICET. And in surgery, especially your bile duct injury questions. And of course, in radiology, pneumothorax, pneumoperitoneum. These are like some of the topics that is very, these are like must do before your exam. Please do them. Also, your IV cannulas, Foley's catheter, the procedures, the bedside procedures, how you insert rice tube, how you use your ABGs, how do you do that? All of these are something which are very important for INICET. Make sure that you revise them, before the exam. If you have not done that, you have quite a lot of time even now to revise these topics before the exam. Now, most important, when you enter the examination hall, what is the most important thing to be carried to the examination hall is your positivity and confidence. Trust me, that is the game changer in the examination hall. In the exam, it's all about attitude much more than the aptitude. I have seen toppers freaking out in the examination hall if there's only even one question which they are not able to answer, and they like start losing the game thinking, oh my god, I'm not able to answer this. So please anticipate and go. There are gonna be quite a few questions where you would not know the answers, and that's absolutely fine. And especially if you are one of those unfortunate ones, these questions come in the beginning of your exam. Do not get panicked. Okay, do not get panicked. Yes, and I would say more important than carrying your admit card is carrying your positivity and confidence. As you enter the examination hall, remember me, take a deep breath and inhale all the positivity, all the confidence, and exhale out all the negativity and the doubts that would be creeping in your mind. Okay, very, very important. And apart from that, as I said, do not overthink on a question. Do not keep many questions for review. I think in your INICET, the questions kept for review will not be considered. So please don't do that much. And if you have spent time reading a question, right, make sure that you are answering the question then and there. Do not think that I'll come back to this question later on. Your knowledge is not going to change in that 1 hour, right? Suddenly you are not going to realize or read something new कि उसका answer आ जाएगा. This has happened with me, and that's why I'm telling you that really does not make a lot of difference. So try to answer all the questions in the first go itself. Do not change the answers that you have marked. Trust your first instinct, because somewhere it's your subconscious mind which retrieves that information from the memory and tells you, yes, this is going to be the answer. See, until and unless, okay, until and unless you have that, suddenly you realize, oh my God, I made this mistake in the question. I did not read except, or I'd forgotten and this is the answer. Until you are very sure, till then, like, don't change the answer that you have marked once. Okay, that you have marked once. And yes, do not get afraid by looking at questions from a particular subject. Now, let's say that if surgery is my weak subject, for example, then if I see question from surgery, my mind starts saying, oh my God, this is a surgery question. I will not be able to answer it. You never know that your knowledge from the other subjects might help you answer that question. So do not have those pre-biases looking at the questions from a particular subject. All right. Remember that it's always good to know something about all the subjects rather than mastering any particular subject. You are not doing your PGs and all the 19 subjects while you are preparing for your PG entrance exam. So remember that as well. It's absolutely fine if you don't know some topics here and there from multiple subjects. It's absolutely fine. And remember that even your topper, the rank 1, will not know answer to all the 200 questions. But it's just that peace of mind, that calmness in the examination hall that helps you in the logical guessing. Tukka maro exam mein, that really helps you score more. But the tukka is not like akkad bakkad wala. It's gonna be a smart tukka basically. So logical guessing is something which is very, very important. Rule out the options. Ruling out is a major cheat code that you should be using. Odd man out. I hope you remember this cheat code. 3 options going into one direction. 1 is the odd man out. Mark that as the answer. When you have contradictory options in the question, generally the answer is going to be one of that, right? So I hope all of you remember that cheat codes. There's a video on our channel also. You'll see the main video. Cheat codes that can help you score more in the examination. And do not worry too much about the negative marking. In these exams, be it INICET, be it NEET PG, the positive for correct is much more than the negative, right? So I would say yes, please attempt more as much as you can, and that definitely increases your score. Which questions should be left out? Which questions you should not be answering? The questions where you are absolutely clueless, like the question is sounding like Chinese or Greek or German language, which you do not know at all. Those are the questions that you should be leaving out. Otherwise, even if you have thoda sa knowledge about that topic, using the cheat codes, mark a answer. So, Dr. House, how many questions to solve? I would say as many as you can. 193, 195. I mean, if you're looking for a top rank, you need to score, you need to attempt more definitely. Okay, you need to attempt more definitely, and trust your first instinct. Okay, trust your first instinct. And now, especially when the exam time is coming near and you're realizing that, oh my God, I have so much to revise, tell yourself you are a human being. It's absolutely not possible to revise all the 19 subjects like one day before the exam. It is not this one day before the exam which counts. It's your entire year ka hard work which actually counts. And you have been working very hard the year long. So don't let it go waste by your negativities and the doubts. And tell tell yourself, if the exam goes good, well and good. If it does not go good, it's absolutely fine. I have the next, like the NEET PG coming up on 21st of May, which is not very far. And trust me, I have been through that. Even I had got a good rank in AIIMS, and I have my friends. I was even talking to someone like in the evening, getting top ranks in the AIIMS exam, and then you are leaving that branch. Even that is what we have seen in the recent years. So going into central institutes, it's not like the thing, the aura that is around that, it's absolutely not, very much important. It does not make a lot of difference. So if the exam goes good, well and good. If not, you have NEET PG coming up. So hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst as well. How does that matter if you start your PG 6 months later, 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later? It really does not matter, right? It really does not matter. Trust me, this is the best phase of life that you are into, aram se chilling and preparing, maybe at home, maybe at hostel with your friends. Once you are into residency, then another milestone in life starts, and it's another different race that you would be into. So do not worry. I'm not telling that, none of you should get into the INICET. I'm just telling that it does not really matter, in spite of giving your best, if the results are not in your favor, that really does not matter. Sooner or later, you would be into your dream branch and dream college, right? So always remember, your success can be delayed, but it cannot be denied. So keep working till the last moment. Tell yourself, this is just another exam. I've been giving so many exams in the past. This is just like any other exam, right? And this is not like your make or break situation in life. Ki INICET acha hua, so I am a good doctor, or I am a good student, or I am a proud daughter or a proud son. Does not really matter. Okay, trust me, in the long run, it does not really matter. Okay, absolutely. I mean, today, one day before the INICET, the naturalist getting news like the NEET PG getting postponed, and then getting to know it's a fake news. I mean, you guys are really strong to face that, I must say. Like, with all such uncertainties, to prepare for the exam really needs a lot of courage. And also remember that God gives these situations only to people, only to the batch who are able to take that much of thrill in your life, right? So you guys are strong. Remember that. So any queries, anything that is bothering you, please have good sleep, good rest, reach your exam center well in time. Carry all the important documents that is important to be carried to your examination hall. Make sure that you are keeping all this ready beforehand. And yes, please follow everything that is mentioned in your admit card, what you need to carry, and all that is very, very important. Minor things, but absolutely important, right? Any queries you have for the exam? You're like, if I can help you in any way. So some topics that I mentioned, the acid-based disorders, ECGs, IPCs, developmental milestones, your medicine ke renal tubular syndromes, toxicology is very, very important, right? Please revise this before your exam. Okay, please revise this. Yes, Rishta, Stressbuster, but only for the time being. Everything is temporary, you must be realizing. Aajkal to even the news is temporary. That is the new normal. Yes, and remember that goes without saying, Kirtana Gopi. I would be praying for each one of you. Each one of you is like very, very near and dear to me, and I would be praying for each one of you that you give your best in the exam and you get the best of the results. And trust me, your hard work will pay off today or tomorrow. Definitely, it's gonna pay off. Okay, so remember, this is just another exam. Give it like you're giving a mock test for the NEET PG. At least be thankful that you've got INICET just few days before NEET PG. So that will be like a real mock test. It will help you analyze your weaknesses and strengths, which you might not realize even by giving the grand test on multiple platforms. This is like a real examination hall simulation. So you will get to know whether you are getting panicked in the exam hall, whether time management is becoming an issue, whether there are particular type of questions, particular subjects that you found difficult. That will help you improve for the NEET PG, right? And I'll give you the new timetable for NEET PG. We'll be starting from tomorrow evening. So tomorrow again, we would be live for the next, the next 14 days target for the NEET PG, how you can plan your day and what should be the timetable. Now that we have finished the previous timetable, so I'll be giving you one tomorrow as well. We'll be starting tomorrow evening. Okay. What to do when there is a confusion between two options and unable to decide which one? Nikita, see, such questions especially are the ones which you should not be leaving where you have ruled out two options, because you have 50% chance of getting the right one. Now, when you are absolutely confused between the two options, few tricks that you can use. Suppose, let's say one option is longer as compared to the other. Choose the longer one. That generally works. Because the examiner has put a longer wala option, because that might have some hidden reason behind it. Second, trust your instinct. Whatever your instinct says, ki somewhere I have read that, mark that answer. Like, you have to take a bet in such questions. So there's no rocket science about it. Maybe the longer option and your instinct is what can help you, get to the right answer. All right. And remember, I would be waiting to hear from each one of you after the exam, how the exam was, whether I was able to help you in your journey, the questions that you got, what questions did you get. I would be waiting to hear from you. Okay. So, you're not coming live with MCQ? Which MCQ? One day before the exam, I'm not coming live for any MCQs. We are having for NEET PG the mnemonics course, which is going on the Unacademy app as well. Okay. Yes. So that was a quick, a chill pill session, a candid session with all of you. It's like your dear friend, near friend, your well-wisher coming and telling you all the very best. Remember, your hard work will pay off. Just maintain your peace of mind, your calmness in the examination hall. Do not get panicked no matter what. If you are facing any technical issue, suddenly your computer system shuts down, you are the only one facing that issue. It has happened with students in the past. Please do not panic. Anticipate that anything can happen in the examination hall and tell yourself all is well. Keep telling yourself that all is well. Okay. Now, Prem, one-liner question to be done first. Please don't do something like that. Go in the sequence only, so that you can keep a track that where have you reached in how much time. Time management is important. Give yourself that timer ki 1 hour mein kitna karna hai, second hour mein kitna karna hai. So 60, 70, 70 should be your target basically that you can have. Okay. All right. So thank you so much everyone for joining in, even that one day before the exam, and my sincere wishes, heartfelt wishes for each one of you. And I'm sure we have the toppers here. Dr. Nikita would be waiting to hear from you and to share your success story with everyone. Remember. Okay. So that was for this, and I'll be waiting to hear from you tomorrow. All the very best. Give your best shot and leave the rest on whatever is going to happen. Right. I'll see you again tomorrow for the next 14 days timetable for NEET PG. Till then, goodbye. Take care and keep studying, keep revising and keep winning. Thank you so much.